Genuine weapons in TC2 have always seemed like a strange instance. On one hand, if you hate how a weapon looks, it's always nice to have a rarer, better looking option to choose from. But on the other hand, these genuines look like they could be completely different functionality wise, and I always thought it could be sick if cool weapons like the Muer is more than just it's an annoying flanker main weapon. So I took a handful of TC2 genuines and gave them unique stats to differ from the counterparts and add a bit more variety into the gameplay loop. So without further ado, let's get started. Now the Muer is very infamous for being the flanker main weapon that everybody goes for if they want to seem like a tryhard. And I really wanted to just differentiate this from the stock lever shotgun. So I gave it 15% more damage and you get a 15% speed boost when you have it out. Because I really hope that this could just encourage better movement by reducing the amount of healing you get from health packs. Now this could be a bit overpowered, maybe reducing overall healing from everything such as dispensers, the cart, health packs, medics, like that. I feel like this could be actually a really balanced weapon if someone is actually just really good at the game. Next up, we have a more recent addition to the Genuine Drop collection, the Buff and Blitz for Trooper. My idea for this was to be more like a supportive banner, healing nearby teammates like the Imitator Stun healing effect. Now I could see why this could be a bit busted, so now instead of being 600 damage, it's 800 damage to fill the rage meter, and damage taken won't do anything, meaning you can only deal 800 damage to fill the meter. Also, the healing will diminish as the rage meter empties, encouraging a more aggressive push when it's activated rather than doing the same thing during the entire duration of the buff. I really hope this could encourage troopers to be more of a supportive role than just diving in with the gunboats and market gardening people. Arsonist doesn't really have a class-specific shotgun, his only special secondaries being his flare gun, so I thought a more aggressive shotgun for him would be really cool. So the Armington is now class-specific to Arsonist and will be 30% more accurate, and it reloads faster, the main downside being half reserve ammo. Now this could be a bit overpowered as it stands, so maybe a damage penalty could be slapped on there, and I think we can call it quits for this one. Melee is very stupid in this game. And then, by definition, Anti-Knight is very stupid in this game, considering he only uses melees. So, why don't we give him another busted sword? Pirate Cutlass will now let you move 10% faster. Not quite as fast against a full spell Black Death Annie, but still definitely enough from stock. We'll also increase the swing speed for more damage output, but to even it out, we'll reduce the damage by 10%, now doing about 58 damage instead of 65. I hope this could encourage maybe a bit more team play, but I have no idea since I'm not able to playtest this, so, yep. I'm gonna get it out there, I hate the Maxine, and the heavy gameplay loop is just stale. So with the new Monitor of Duty, maybe we can shake it up a bit. Now instead of shooting bullets, it will shoot a single projectile that does 20% more damage, now doing 43 damage per shot hit. With a slower firing speed, now a second in between each shot, and no fall off or ramp up, I feel like this could encourage a more thoughtful heavy playstyle, because, well, let's be honest, most heavies don't really think at all. The Dollmaker looks really cool, and considering it's only a stock reskin, it's swing quite a bit if someone has it. So this new Dollmaker will help differentiate itself. Every sentry kill will increase your metal capacity by 50, and after 5 kills it's maxed. But the main draw is that you lose 50% of your metal when equipping it. If you have the pistol equipped, you'll have 100 metal. And if you have the heavy metal, you have 150 metal. And you also take 15% more damage, and your move speed is slowed by 2% every sentry kill, also maxing out at 5 kills. When your sentry is destroyed, your speed and metal capacity is reduced back to its default. At 5 sentry kills, you'll either be at 350 max metal or 400 max metal. My vision is that this will allow better turtling, letting skilled and newer players help the team by keeping their nest up and defending the point way easier than it would be if you just had the regular amount of metal. Doctor doesn't really have much for his primaries. You have the 2 crossbows, the wearables, and the SMG in the weirdo zone. This new Apollo could possibly change up some things. Starting off, when you hit a teammate with an arrow, both you and the teammate hit will gain a 15% faster move speed and a 15% damage resistance. But it does reload slower and has to be reloaded, meaning you can't put it away and let it reload. Hopefully I could maybe make it a more aggressive Doctor play style, but again, can't see because I can't playtest it. Let's be honest, Marksman is a very boring class. You sit in one spot and scope in, maybe getting into a melee fight with flankers or agents. I hope this can be a bit more like a poacher side grade, allowing you to headshot without scoping, but not letting you scope at all. There's also a 20% damage penalty, doing less than the poachers. Now you can see the stock at the end. My idea was that you could stab the enemy with it while pressing M2. If you hit this melee hit, then they'll bleed for 3 seconds. But the catch is that you can't use any melee weapon, encouraging a more active gameplay with the sniper itself rather than swapping to your secondary or your melee. Agent isn't a very special class in TC2, having most of the same weapons TF2's Spy does, aside from a few sappers and the quick draw. So here comes the Shadow Blessing for some help. The Shadow Blessing doesn't have much going for it, aside from it being made in Greenland, so I had an idea. What if it was more of a supportive weapon, like the wooden sword for flanker? Agent is a support class after all. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this idea is mostly inspired from my friend. Shout out to you, Henry. Now, originally he said, what if the game helped you if you missed a stab? So I had an even better idea. The knife now marks an enemy for death on backstab, and if you hit the backstab, your disguise is not lost. It does seem a bit busted, so stick with me here. It now only does 75% of the enemy's total health, but maybe it could be decreased to 50. It also swings 15% slower, as well as increasing your clove drain rate by 10%, allowing escapes to be less of an option and needing you to roleplay a bit better. Now, I know I just ripped off Great Blue's reskin video, but I genuinely enjoyed creating these ideas and sharing them with you guys, or anyone really. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any ideas for stats on any other reskin, feel free to share. I'm also open to any feedback, bad or good, so feel free to share that as well. I'm also approaching 500 subs, and I want to do a Q&A video for that, so if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. And don't worry, I am working on trooper stereotypes, and it'll come about in a week or so. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.